Who would have thought that the naive boy who stumbled upon the legacy of meteorite star amidst Earth's ruins would one day make his mentor, the once mighty and powerful Hu Yanba, feel as nervous as a new student in his presence? This master of meteorite star was once incredibly powerful. As one of the most outstanding immortal gods, Hu Yanba traversed the universe for tens of thousands of epochs, commanding 9 immortal followers, and his orders could change the very fabric of the galaxy. Yet, this legendary figure, after being resurrected by his beloved disciple Luo Feng through a time reversal, became so humble before his own personally nurtured disciple that he didn't even know where to put his hands and feet. The cause and effect of this can be traced back to the golden horned behemoth that nearly destroyed Earth. At that time, Earth was on the brink of extinction. The shockwave from the arrival of that cosmic behemoth, descending from the depths of space, destroyed half a continent. Humanity's top warriors charged forward relentlessly, using their flesh and blood to form the last line of defense. Hong and Lei Shen, 2 men standing at the pinnacle of Earth's martial arts, fought with all their might, only managing to inflict minor injuries on the behemoth before both falling unconscious. The 5 strongest warriors took turns attacking, falling one after another, their blood staining the shattered earth. In the most desperate moment, Luo Feng stepped forward. He led the last 5 elders in a desperate charge, yet they still couldn't budge the colossus. If not for the heaven-defying soul-seizing secret technique from the meteorite star's inheritance, Luo Feng wouldn't have been able to possess the golden horned beast's body at the last moment. That battle was won with the utmost difficulty. If they had lost, not only Earth, but the entire solar system would likely have been torn to shreds by the enraged cosmic behemoth. And the foundation of all this lay with the man who had fallen many years ago, Hu Yanba. It was his legacy that allowed an ordinary Earth boy to embark on the path of cultivation. It was his secret techniques that gave Luo Feng a chance to turn the tide in his most critical moment. It was his wealth that gave Luo Feng the means to explore the universe. It can be said that without Hu Yanba, there would be no Luo Feng today. Luo Feng has never forgotten this kindness. But who could have predicted that when he finally possessed the ability to resurrect his mentor, when he truly unleashed the power of the universe's ruler to reassemble Hu Yanba's soul from the river of time, the scene would turn out like this. At that moment, time reversed, and space trembled. Under the torrent of photons, the fragments of Hu Yanba's soul were pieced together piece by piece. The first to rush forward was Babata, the intelligent life form who had once been confined to the meteorite starship. When she teleported in mid-air and appeared directly before Hu Yanba, this knowledgeable and immortal deity's eyes nearly popped out of their sockets. "Holy crap, you can teleport?" Hu Yanba stammered. "Isn't that something only a king-level expert can do?" "Thanks to that kid Luo Feng," Babata said smugly. Before he finished speaking, Hu Yanba's gaze was fixed on the figure in mid-air. He instinctively released his divine sense to try and investigate, but found that his divine sense was like a mud ox sinking into the sea, unable to touch the other party at all. The figure was clearly right in front of him, yet it seemed to be integrated with the entire world, as if it were the embodiment of the laws of heaven and earth. This strange feeling made the hairs on Hu Yanba's body stand on end, even though he had lived for hundreds of thousands of years. Luo Feng slowly approached, his voice as gentle as when they first met in the underground ruins. "Mentor, long time no see." This mentor sounded like a thunderclap in Hu Yanba's ears. His immortal body trembled uncontrollably. In his eyes, the man before him was a cosmic ruler capable of shattering galaxies with his bare hands and reversing the flow of time at will. The gap between them was greater than that between an ant and a dragon. Even with their past master-disciple bond, he dared not utter a sound, holding his breath. Before he could recover from his shock, an even more astonishing scene unfolded. Luo Feng casually waved his hand, and 9 figures slowly emerged from the void, the 9 immortal followers who had perished protecting Hu Yanba. Looking at these old comrades who had fought alongside him, Hu Yanba's eyes instantly reddened. The departure of these comrades was the deepest scar in his heart, and Luo Feng had soothed his regrets of tens of thousands of years with such effortless reversal of time. What happened next left Hu Yanba speechless. Luo Feng took out a pile of treasures and handed them to Babata, saying they were for a new body prepared for her. Babata's evolution was nothing short of miraculous, from an intelligent life form unable to even perform basic cultivation to now capable of wielding king-level techniques. The root of all this was the mechanical core that Luo Feng had risked his life to obtain during his cosmic adventures. For this core, Luo Feng had paid a price enough to buy 10 ordinary immortal planets. And when Luo Feng gave Babata the choice whether to return with Hu Yanba or venture into the primordial universe with him, this respect and trust revealed to Hu Yanba the sincerity inherent in his disciple. What truly shocked Hu Yanba to the point of speechlessness was the gift Luo Feng presented next. Back then, he had left Luo Feng 3 million cosmic coins as startup capital. For a teenager on Earth at the time, this was an astronomical figure. But now, when Babata read out that number, Hu Yanba was completely dumbfounded. What? 1 billion? Han Yuan? Han Yuan units are more precious than gold in the universe. Even an ordinary immortal at the marquee level, working themselves to the bone their entire life, probably couldn't save a fraction of that amount. But for Luo Feng, this sum was like a handful of sand. This wasn't repaying a debt of gratitude, it was practically throwing money at his teacher's face. Seeing Hu Yanba's trembling embarrassment, Luo Feng immediately realized he had frightened his mentor. He quickly toned down his aura as the ruler of the universe, made up an excuse to slip out of the spaceship, allowing the long-separated master and disciple, these old buddies, to catch up properly. This thoughtful gesture made Hu Yanba suddenly realize this man standing at the top of the cosmic food chain was, at heart, still the stubborn young man who would risk his life to protect his family. No matter how drastically his strength changed, that pure heart had never wavered. In the days that followed, Hu Yanba did not disappoint his disciples' expectations. After joining the Virtual Universe Company, this ruthless individual, relying on years of accumulated experience and the cultivation resources provided by Luo Feng, forcefully broke through the bottleneck that had plagued him for countless years, leaping from a marquee-level immortal to a universe venerable. On the day of his breakthrough, he didn't even bother with a celebration banquet. He grabbed his signature meteorite battle blade and went to settle scores with the Demon Hand King. After a 2,000 epic pursuit, he finally personally severed his enemy's true form, using the head of a marquee-level expert to offer a sacrifice to his former brothers. This battle not only demonstrated the might of Meteorite Star but also brought pride to his master. Sometimes, Hu Yanba would think that his proudest achievement in life wasn't his past glory, nor the number of enemies he killed, but rather the seed he inadvertently planted on that remote galaxy, that backward blue planet. Who could have imagined that seed would eventually grow into a towering tree, sheltering him from the wind and rain? And Luo Feng? He always remembered that in that dark, sunless underground ruin, it was that man's legacy that gave him the chance to change his destiny. So he used all his strength to let his mentor see for himself that the once naive boy could now protect everything he wanted to protect. This, of course, included the person who had once protected him. This bond between master and disciple transcended life and death, crossed time and space, and finally blossomed into the most magnificent flower at the edge of the universe. The star that once guided him astray became his warmest refuge.